What's going on, YouTube world? Austin Zabak with another YouTube video, and in this video I'm going to show you 3 ways to build a cash buyers list. Okay, literally 3 hacks that I've learned over the last 5 years wholesaling real estate. Okay, definitely don't click off this video. Smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and let's just jump right into it. Okay, so guys, again, these are going to be 3 ways that not a lot of people are talking about. You know, obviously you're spending a ton of money on marketing. Maybe you just got into the game. Maybe you found one deal. Maybe you got lucky. Whatever the case is, you're trying to wholesale a piece of real estate, and ultimately you're going to need cash buyers in order to do so. Now, the bigger the cash buyers list that you have, the better. Okay, the more properties that you're going to be able to sell. So, you know, there's a lot of people that are like, man, you know, I'm just going to focus on acquisitions, right? I'm not going to do dispositions. I'm only going to do acquisitions, and that's great, you know, but at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to sell all of your properties, right? Like, plain and simple, you're probably only going to move 50% of your properties, okay? So let's go ahead and jump right into it, guys. This is my Instagram if you're not following me already, but that does not really matter. Let's jump into my first cash buyers list hack, which is going to be leveraging Facebook. Okay, so hop on Facebook, but go ahead and for now and just follow along. And whatever market you're in, I want you to look up the name of that market. So I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, Scottsdale, Arizona. I'm gonna go ahead and look up this market, right? So Phoenix, let's just go ahead and do Phoenix Real Estate Investors Group. Now, there's gonna be a ton of groups, okay? Like literally you can just go on and on and on, and ultimately there's gonna be a ton of groups on here, okay? So you're gonna find a cash buyers group or an investment group in your area, right? So if you're in Dallas, Texas, you're in Atlanta, Georgia, you're in Phoenix, Arizona, you're gonna find a group in your area. Maybe it has a ton of members like this, and maybe there's not as many. In either case, it's not that big of a deal, okay? So I'm actually gonna go to the members, and I'm gonna open up a note here. This is actually gonna pull up on one of my other screens. And I wrote this a little while ago, and I'm just gonna type something very simple to you know, the members that are a part of this group. So let's just go ahead and just hop in here really quick. These are new people to the group, okay? So this might be really good because these are actually new people joined 16 hours ago, right? So I'm literally gonna go up here. I'm gonna go to Toro Torres, and I'm going to actually message this guy, right? I'm gonna click the message button. Now again, long term, you could have a VA do this, you could have your assistant do this, you could have somebody else do this, but in the beginning, you know, I just wanna teach you how you can ultimately do it, and then later on down the line, obviously, you're going to be able to outsource this, right? To delegate, outsource, and to automate this process, okay? So I just went in here basically and I said, you know, hey, obviously I'm gonna go ahead and type, you know, his name, right? So, hey, Toro, we are finding, you know, a bunch of off-market deals constantly in Phoenix, leveraging some extremely creative marketing that nobody else is doing. I was just curious if you were purchasing properties in cash, and if so, if you'd like me to add you to our cash VIP buyers list, okay? And if so, what's your phone number and your email? And if you're not a cash buyer, I apologize for bothering you, and I hope you're having a great day, okay? Again, you know, I think Facebook will let me send like 30, 40, or 50 of these every so often, okay? So just figure out how many Facebook will let you send, and I would probably change up the message a little bit. There's probably about 20 to 100 different ways that you can say this particular message and achieve the same result, okay? So, you know, again, I wrote that up really quick right before this video. I put it in my note, and I just copy and pasted over here. You know, again, you could write up 10 different versions of that so Facebook doesn't get mad at you for actually doing this, okay? So this is one really, really good way to build a cash buyers list. Now, you've started a relationship with them, you've started a connection with them, and you'll be able to ask them potentially what they're looking for, what their criteria is, and ultimately add them to your CRM, to a spreadsheet, and to build that cash buyers list ultimately. So guys, this is a phenomenal way to build a cash buyers list, and definitely way number 1 that I would recommend that you start building your buyers list right away, okay? Let's go ahead and jump right into way number 2, and that is going to be first and foremost by using List Source, okay? So we're actually gonna jump here into List Source. If you don't already have an account, you can make an account. I don't get paid for teaching you guys this or showing you guys this in any way, shape, or form, but you can just go ahead and go to listsource.com, okay? And we're actually gonna come in here and create our own list, okay? So, you know, from here, what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna come into the geography, and I'm typically gonna go by county, okay? So I'm gonna go by county. I'm gonna go to Arizona, and Maricopa County is one of the biggest counties here in Arizona. Now you're going to see when we add Maricopa County over here that we get a ton of records, okay, up here like this. Obviously, I'm going to want to narrow this down. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to figure out what property type we're looking for, right? Now, obviously, in this situation, I'm probably looking for single family residences, okay? So again, I'm looking for residential single family residences. You could, again, depending on what kind of properties you're doing from the marketing, the acquisition standpoint, you could do townhouse, you could do multifamily, mobile home, you could do anything, right? You could do commercial, you could do vacant land, okay? Again, it just depends on, what it is that you're looking for, okay? So just understand that. For the purpose of this video, I'm just gonna do single family residence, okay? So single family residence. Now, let's go ahead and come back into here. We wanna narrow this down actually a little bit more. And I'm gonna do last market. You can either do sale date or recording date, okay? Either one. I'm gonna go ahead and do sale date, and I'm gonna do the last 12 months, and I'm gonna add that in here, right? So today, as you can see, is October 23rd of making this video, okay? So I'm actually, right here, I'm October 23rd of 2018 through October 23rd of 2019, all properties that have sold in that date range, okay? 66,000 properties, right, that are single-family residences in Maricopa County have sold in the last 12 months, okay? Pretty crazy when you're thinking about it like that, okay? I'm gonna come in here for the purpose of using list source. Now, again, there are other ways to do this. There's different websites you can use, actually a lot of different ways you can do this. But for the purpose of this particular video, we're going to narrow it down to the best of our ability, and we're going to make it really cheap and simple for you guys. And we're just going to go 99 to 100% equity, okay? So 99 to 100% equity, meaning they paid all cash, right? And again, if they got a hard money loan or something like that, it's like 50-50 that we're going to pick up on some of those, but we're for sure going to get the cash sales. Now again, we could get the hard money and stuff like that and private money in a different video, okay? But for now, we're just gonna focus on this, right? So there are a bunch of different ways that you can narrow this list down, right? You could go year built, you could go, like assessed value and start actually narrowing it down to like what buyers are buying in what areas, what values they're like typically focused on. But for the purpose of this video, I'm gonna keep it actually just really, really simple. And I'm just gonna kind of go through it here, okay, guys? So I'm actually gonna keep coming through here. I'm gonna go to options actually. And then I'm going to do absentee owners, okay? Because if they bought in the last 12 months, they paid all cash, their taxable mailing address should be different from the property address. They're actually not living in that property, right? They are an investor, okay? So absentee owner, I'm going to go ahead and include properties with in-state owners and without estate owners. It's not a big deal. On the trustee-owned properties, I'm going to go ahead and exclude trustee-owned properties because there's really just no way to do that right now, right? Corporate-owned properties, I'm going to go ahead and go no preference because I'm down to talk to LLC owners, okay? You'll see that list actually jump way back up when I do that, okay? And just kind of going through this, okay? So we can go ahead and do both mailing and property address complete, okay? So you want obviously both of those. So guys, again, we're looking at about 7,000 records here, okay? So what I'm actually going to do is just purchase this list, okay? Really, really simple. There's some other things that you can do, okay? You can download different things and stuff like that. But again, what I encourage you to do is just purchase the list. Now, I have a discount on here that I've been able to acquire because I do buy so much data. Yours might be just a little bit more expensive, but if you have the money, purchase this list and skip trace the list, okay? So you can actually skip trace LLCs. You could go in here even, guys, to open corporates. I was looking at this a little while ago. I'm going to show you really quick here, just kind of an idea of to give you some different ideas of what you can actually do. Okay, so like this is the name of my company here in Arizona, okay? Cash for Houses LLC. So let's just say, again, you buy this list right now. You have a big Excel spreadsheet of a bunch of LLCs. Some are going to be just first and last names of people, right? And it's just going to be a mixture of everything, okay? With the LLCs, a lot of people are like, I can't skip trace LLCs, okay? It's like, well, first of all, there are ways to skip trace LLCs, but to just kind of keep it really simple for the purpose of this video, you can come in here and you can actually find my LLC right here. So, okay, Arizona Cash for House LLC. Don't get any funny ideas, okay? This is actually a separate address from where I live. It's a PO box, so if you want to send some there, you can, but I basically don't ever check the mail at that particular address. So you can see right here, though, that I am actually the manager or the director of that LLC, okay? Manager and member of Cash for Houses LLC. So once I know the name of the person, I can now skip trace that list of people, right? There's a bunch of different skip tracing softwares out there. You can Google them. I don't want to put a ton in this video because I'm not actually correlated or attached to any particular skip tracing software, and I'm not getting paid to tell you. So I'm not going to kind of get too much into that. I'm going to give you one last thing that you can do as well when looking at, obviously building a cash buyers list. And this will be way number 3 of building the cash buyers list. And that's to take this exact list, right? Go ahead and skip trace, use the open corporates and use the different methods to be able to skip trace all of the data. And then go ahead and actually just send them some mail. Okay, and in all reality, you could probably send them some mail without skip tracing them too. So it does just depend. You're just going to have a little bit less information on them. The mailing would probably have to be a little bit more broad. You'd have to just cast a little bit wider of a net. But again, you could send them a simple postcard, a simple letter, something very, very, very cheap, and just say, hey, we bought a couple of properties down the street on 123 Main Street, and we're looking to get rid of them, right? Or hey, we're constantly marketing for properties, coming across good off-market deals. We actually just came across one down the street from one that you just bought. We saw you bought it 6 months ago on 123 Main Street. Would you be interested in buying another one in the area? Okay, there's a lot of different things that you could say and reach out to these cash buyers, but just understand that there really is no right or wrong way, right? You want to dial in the way that you want to build this business. Understand that there's a lot of people out there talking about a lot of different things that you can do, wholesaling real estate, okay? And really, for that matter, in any industry that you're obviously looking to get into, and understanding that, hey, that there's a ton of different ways that you can actually, build this business, okay? Build this industry. So, again, with the marketing, right? There's a ton of different marketing messages that you can send, and those are just a couple of examples. Literally, you could go ahead and register for like one of the texting softwares, right? And again, I'm not going to get too specific on like how it works, but like the 54555, like whatever, like again, the easy texting, right? And have them actually text a number to opt in to be a cash buyer, right? And all of a sudden, boom, like you have their cash buyer information, or have them, go to your website, or have them, send you a DM on Instagram, right? Whatever the case is, just understand whatever the call to action is, you could do. I mean, you could go door knock. The mailing address is okay if they are in state, right? So you could actually go through the taxable mailing addresses and just knock them and say, hey, I actually saw that you bought a property on the other side of the valley that was on 123 Main Street. We're buying properties all the time, or we're coming across properties all the time. Would you be interested in buying, right? Like, I think the idea of it is to understand that there is no right or wrong way to build this business. Okay, till this day, I've been wholesaling for about 5 or 6 years now, and I talk to some people. They're like, man, I do it this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. And they're totally dialed in, and they've sold themselves on doing only direct mail, or doing only text messaging, or dropping only voicemails, or 100% cold calling, right? Or pay per click, or whatever the case is. And just understand that they all work, right? Everything works if you work it. So in building your buyers list, right, in the 3 ways that we talked about here today, understand that they all work, right? There's another 3 and another 3 and another 3 after that to build a cash buyers list, okay? These are the 3 that I've found that have allowed me to scale my buyers list as quickly as possible when I was initially getting started, okay? So, and take that with a grain of salt, and if you don't like it, drop in the comment section down below and let me know, why you don't like it, and then obviously let's connect, right? And again, if you haven't already, smash that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and again, guys, go ahead and shoot me a follow on Instagram and on YouTube, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.